Did you know that the hours immediately after your meal are some of the most critical for managing your blood sugar levels? For many diabetics, the focus is often on what to eat, but the truth is your post-meal habits can be just as important, if not more so, when it comes to keeping your diabetes under control. Research shows that postprandial, or after-meal, blood sugar spikes are a key factor in long-term complications like heart disease, nerve damage, and kidney issues. Yet, many of us unknowingly make mistakes during this critical window that worsen our condition. Let me ask you this. Have you ever felt sluggish or unusually thirsty after a meal, only to later discover your blood sugar was sky-high? It's not just the food you ate. Your actions after eating play a significant role in how your body processes glucose. In this video, we'll uncover 6 worst post-meal habits that every diabetic must avoid to lower blood sugar and prevent long-term complications. We'll explore common mistakes, backed by science, and provide practical solutions you can implement immediately. But this isn't just about listing the problems, it's about empowering you with the knowledge to take back control of your health. If you're ready to improve your blood sugar management, feel better after meals, and avoid complications, stay with us until the end of this video. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and share this with someone you know who could benefit. 1. Skipping post-meal blood sugar checks. Skipping post-meal blood sugar checks is one of the most overlooked mistakes diabetics make, yet it can have significant consequences. Studies show that postprandial hyperglycemia, high blood sugar after meals, plays a major role in the development of complications like cardiovascular disease, retinopathy, and kidney damage. In fact, a 2020 study published in the journal Diabetes Care emphasized that controlling postprandial glucose levels is just as important as managing fasting glucose for preventing long-term complications. After you eat, your blood sugar typically peaks within 1 to 2 hours, depending on the meal's composition. This is a critical time to monitor how your body is responding to the carbohydrates and other nutrients you consumed. If left unchecked, repeated post-meal spikes can lead to chronic inflammation, increased oxidative stress, and worsening insulin resistance, factors that accelerate the progression of diabetes. Yet many people with diabetes neglect this vital step, often due to inconvenience, a lack of awareness, or fear of confronting high readings. Unfortunately, ignoring this information leaves you flying blind. Without these checks, it's impossible to know if your blood sugar is staying within the recommended postprandial target of less than 180 milligrams per deciliter, as suggested by the American Diabetes Association. For many, even meals they consider safe can lead to unexpected spikes, which could be easily mitigated with small adjustments to portion sizes, food choices, or activity levels. Skipping post-meal checks doesn't just affect your short-term health, it has long-term implications. Research has consistently shown that uncontrolled postprandial glucose levels are a strong predictor of cardiovascular events. A landmark study from the International Diabetes Federation highlighted that reducing post-meal glucose spikes by even a small margin could significantly lower the risk of heart attacks and strokes. This means that something as simple as consistently checking your blood sugar after meals could be life-saving. The good news is that monitoring doesn't have to be complicated or time-consuming. A quick fingerstick test or a glance at your continuous glucose monitor can provide immediate insights into how your body is responding. For example, if you notice a spike after a particular meal, you can experiment with lowering your carbohydrate intake, increasing protein, or adding more fiber to your next meal to stabilize your blood sugar. Many people avoid post-meal checks because they fear high readings, but it's essential to remember that these numbers are not a reflection of failure. They're data points that guide you toward better decisions. Even if your numbers are higher than you'd like, identifying the problem is the first step toward improvement. With consistent monitoring, you'll start to notice patterns and gain a clearer understanding of how your body reacts to different foods and lifestyle choices. Making post-meal monitoring a habit can transform your diabetes management. Start by committing to check your blood sugar 2 hours after at least one meal each day. Over time, you'll gain the knowledge and confidence needed to make smarter choices and avoid the complications that come with unchecked postprandial glucose levels. 2. Consuming sugary drinks immediately after meals. Reaching for a sugary drink after a meal might seem harmless, perhaps even refreshing, but for diabetics, it's one of the most damaging habits you can adopt. Sugary beverages like soda, sweetened tea, fruit juice, or energy drinks are already infamous for causing blood sugar spikes. When consumed right after a meal, they compound the glucose load, leading to dangerous postprandial hyperglycemia. Research published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition reveals that liquid sugars are absorbed faster than sugars from solid foods, causing a sharp and immediate rise in blood glucose levels. This happens because beverages bypass much of the digestive process, delivering glucose directly into your bloodstream. For someone with diabetes whose insulin response is impaired, this spike can be extreme and difficult to bring down. Let's consider the numbers. A standard 12-ounce can of soda contains about 39 grams of sugar. That's nearly 10 teaspoons. Drinking this after a meal adds an enormous glycemic load on top of the carbohydrates you just consumed. The result? A blood sugar spike that can exceed the safe post-meal target of less than 180 milligrams per deciliter, increasing the risk of complications like nerve damage, kidney strain, and cardiovascular stress. Another issue with sugary drinks is their impact on insulin. Studies have shown that liquid sugars cause greater insulin resistance over time than solid carbohydrates. This means that the more often you drink sugary beverages, the harder it becomes for your body to process glucose effectively. Over time, this contributes to worsening diabetes management and higher long-term A1C levels. It's not just sodas and juices that pose a problem. Many people are misled by beverages labeled as healthy or natural. For example, 100% fruit juice is often seen as a good alternative, but even a single glass can contain as much sugar as a soda. Similarly, iced teas or flavored waters marketed as low-calorie options often contain hidden sugars that add to your glucose burden. Instead of sugary drinks, opt for water, herbal teas, or drinks sweetened with natural, zero-calorie options like stevia. Another helpful tip is to introduce your beverages strategically. If you crave something sweet, enjoy it with your meal instead of afterward. Pairing sugar with protein, fat, or fiber slows down glucose absorption, leading to a smaller blood sugar spike. Better yet, replace sugary drinks entirely with options like unsweetened almond milk or sparkling water infused with a splash of real fruit juice for flavor. Breaking the habit of reaching for a sugary drink after meals can be challenging, especially if it's part of your routine. However, small, mindful changes can lead to big improvements. Start by tracking how often you consume sugary drinks and gradually reduce their frequency. Replace them with healthier options and your blood sugar levels and overall health will thank you. 3. Sitting or lying down right after eating. After a meal, it's tempting to sink into your favorite chair or lie down for a quick nap. For diabetics, staying sedentary right after eating is a mistake that can worsen glucose control and increase the risk of complications. When you remain inactive after a meal, your body's ability to process glucose slows down. Digestion requires energy, and physical movement helps muscles absorb glucose from your bloodstream more efficiently. A 2021 study published in Diabetologia found that even light physical activity, such as walking, can lower postprandial blood sugar levels by up to 20%. Conversely, sitting or lying down leads to delayed glucose clearance, causing prolonged blood sugar spikes. These spikes are more than just a number on your glucose monitor. Repeated high blood sugar levels after meals can contribute to insulin resistance, damage to blood vessels, and inflammation. Over time, this increases the risk of complications. Many people assume that digestion is solely an internal process and that physical activity has little influence over it. However, movement helps stimulate the action of insulin, the hormone responsible for transferring glucose into your cells for energy. By sitting or lying down, you're missing out on this natural opportunity to assist your body in processing the food you just ate. What's the alternative? Research suggests that even just 10 to 15 minutes of light walking after a meal can work wonders for stabilizing blood sugar. You don't have to hit the gym or engage in strenuous exercise. Simple activities like strolling around your house, gardening, or walking your dog can make a noticeable difference. In fact, a study in the Journal of Applied Physiology showed that light walking was more effective at lowering post-meal blood sugar than exercising at other times of the day. If walking isn't an option due to mobility issues, standing activities can also help. For example, washing dishes, tidying up the kitchen, or folding laundry keeps you on your feet and supports better glucose metabolism. Every little bit of movement counts, and it's much better than remaining completely still. It's also important to avoid lying down immediately after eating, as this position can contribute to issues like acid reflux and discomfort. For diabetics, it further slows down digestion and glucose absorption. If you're feeling tired after a meal, opt for a gentle walk to re-energize instead of reclining on the couch. Breaking the habit of sitting or lying down after meals can be challenging, especially if you're used to relaxing right after eating. Start small, set a timer for 10 minutes, and take a short walk after one meal a day. Gradually, you can build this into a regular post-meal routine. The benefits for your blood sugar, energy levels, and overall health will be well worth the effort. 4. Forgetting portion control with snacks. Snacking after meals is a common habit for many, but for diabetics, it can be a major pitfall, especially when portion control goes out the window. Even small snacks can lead to significant blood sugar spikes when added on top of a full meal, undermining your efforts to maintain stable glucose levels. For diabetics, the key to managing blood sugar lies in consistency, particularly with portion sizes. When you snack mindlessly after a meal, it's easy to exceed your daily carbohydrate allowance without even realizing it. A handful of chips, a second serving of fruit, or a light granola bar may seem harmless, but these foods can quickly add up. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, portion distortion, a common tendency to underestimate serving sizes, is one of the leading causes of post-meal glucose surges in diabetics. The problem isn't just about the number of calories or carbs, it's also about timing. When you snack immediately after a meal, your body is already working hard to process the carbohydrates and nutrients you just consumed. Adding more food during this critical period overwhelms your digestive system and pushes blood sugar levels even higher. A 2019 study in Nutrients confirmed that eating frequently without spacing meals and snacks can lead to sustained hyperglycemia and reduced insulin sensitivity. It's important to understand that portion control doesn't mean deprivation. Instead, it's about making conscious, informed choices that align with your dietary needs. For example, instead of grabbing a handful of crackers, measure out a single serving and pair it with a source of protein or healthy fat, like cheese or almond butter. This combination slows down glucose absorption and helps prevent sudden spikes. Another strategy to avoid post-meal snacking pitfalls is planning ahead. When you finish a meal, ask yourself if you're genuinely hungry or simply eating out of habit. If you're still hungry, it could be a sign that your meal was unbalanced. Meals rich in protein, healthy fats, and fiber tend to keep you fuller longer and reduce the urge to snack. Foods like salmon, avocados, lentils, and leafy greens are excellent additions that promote satiety and support blood sugar control. Lastly, don't let the term diabetic-friendly fool you when it comes to snack options. Many packaged snacks marketed to diabetics are still high in refined carbohydrates and artificial sweeteners that can trigger blood sugar fluctuations. Always read labels carefully and prioritize whole, unprocessed foods whenever possible. To regain control over post-meal snacking, start by monitoring your portions and making deliberate choices. Keep measuring cups or a food scale handy to avoid accidental overeating. By paying attention to what and how much you eat, you can stabilize your blood sugar and feel more in control of your health. 5. Eating too quickly during meals. Eating quickly has become a habit for many, especially in a world where busy schedules demand multitasking and rushing through meals. For diabetics, however, this behavior can significantly worsen blood sugar control. Eating too quickly leads to rapid glucose spikes, overeating, and long-term health complications, making it one of the most harmful post-meal habits. When you eat at a fast pace, your body doesn't have enough time to properly process the food, beginning with digestion. Digestion starts in the mouth, where enzymes begin breaking down carbohydrates. When food is barely chewed and swallowed quickly, your stomach is left to work harder to break down large pieces, which accelerates the absorption of glucose into your bloodstream. This process leads to sharper blood sugar spikes because the body cannot regulate the sudden influx of glucose effectively. Eating quickly also disrupts the natural process of feeling full. It takes about 20 minutes for your brain to register that you've eaten enough, which is controlled by hormones like ghrelin and leptin. When meals are consumed rapidly, you're likely to eat far more than your body needs before these hormones can signal satiety. For diabetics, this means not only consuming extra calories, but also overloading on carbohydrates, which directly contributes to higher post-meal blood sugar levels. The long-term implications of eating too quickly are just as concerning. Studies have shown that fast eaters are more likely to develop insulin resistance, a condition in which the body's cells no longer respond effectively to insulin. Insulin resistance leads to higher blood sugar levels over time and increases the risk of complications like heart disease, kidney damage, and nerve problems. A study published in Diabetes Research and Clinical Practice found that individuals who ate rapidly had consistently higher blood sugar levels after meals compared to those who ate more slowly. Another factor to consider is the mental aspect of eating. Consuming food at a fast pace often involves distractions like watching TV, scrolling through a phone, or working, which further disconnects you from the experience of eating. This lack of mindfulness can lead to poor food choices and a greater likelihood of overeating. When you're not fully engaged with your meal, it's harder to notice the signals your body is sending about hunger and fullness, which can worsen blood sugar management. Breaking the habit of eating quickly can feel challenging, but small, intentional changes can make a big difference. Start by dedicating at least 20 to 30 minutes to each meal, focusing on the act of eating without distractions. Chew each bite thoroughly, savoring the flavors and textures of your food. This not only aids digestion, but also helps regulate the rate at which glucose is released into your bloodstream. Mindfulness is a powerful tool in transforming your eating habits. Pay attention to how your body feels before, during, and after meals. Are you truly hungry, or are you eating out of habit or boredom? By connecting more deeply with your body's signals, you can make better decisions about what and how much to eat, improving both your immediate blood sugar control and long-term health outcomes. Slowing down at mealtime may seem like a small change, but its impact can be profound. Not only will it help regulate your blood sugar after meals, but it can also reduce the risk of overeating, promote better digestion, and improve your overall relationship with food. For diabetics, adopting a slower, more mindful approach to eating is one of the simplest yet most effective ways to manage blood sugar and support long-term health. 6. Overindulging in healthy desserts. It's easy to think you're making a smart choice by opting for a healthy dessert after meal. Sugar-free cookies, low-carb cakes, and diabetic-friendly ice creams flood grocery store shelves, promising indulgence without the consequences. But for many diabetics, these desserts can lead to hidden blood sugar spikes and unhealthy eating patterns. The problem lies in the perception of these desserts as guilt-free. A study published in the Journal of the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics found that people often eat more of a food when it is labeled as healthy. For diabetics, this mindset can lead to overconsumption of desserts that, while marketed as low sugar or sugar-free, are often high in refined flours, sugar alcohols, and unhealthy fats. These ingredients can still affect blood sugar levels, digestive health, and insulin sensitivity. Sugar alcohols like maltitol and sorbitol are commonly used to sweeten sugar-free desserts. While they have a lower glycemic index than regular sugar, they are not entirely free of carbohydrates. Maltitol, for instance, has a glycemic index of 35, significantly lower than sugar, but still high enough to raise blood sugar if consumed in large amounts. Moreover, sugar alcohols can cause bloating and digestive discomfort, especially when eaten in excess. Another hidden danger of overindulging in these desserts is the impact on calorie intake. Many sugar-free or low-carb treats are still calorie-dense, packed with unhealthy fats and additives to improve flavor and texture. Consuming these in large portions can lead to weight gain, which exacerbates insulin resistance and makes blood sugar harder to control. The solution isn't to eliminate desserts altogether, but to enjoy them mindfully and in moderation. A small portion of a truly low-sugar treat can be a satisfying way to end a meal without derailing your blood sugar. Better yet, consider making your own desserts at home using whole, nutrient-dense ingredients. For example, a simple chia seed pudding made with unsweetened almond milk and a touch of stevia can satisfy a sweet craving without spiking blood sugar. Remember, not all healthy desserts are created equal, and labels can be misleading. Always read the ingredient list and nutrition facts carefully, and don't assume that a food is safe just because it's marketed to diabetics. Managing diabetes is a journey that requires daily attention and effort, but it's the small, consistent changes that often have the biggest impact. As we've explored, your post-meal habits play a significant role in controlling blood sugar and preventing complications. Skipping post-meal blood sugar checks, consuming sugary drinks, sitting or lying down after eating, forgetting portion control with snacks, and indulging in unhealthy desserts are just a few of the common mistakes that can worsen diabetes management. By recognizing these habits and making simple adjustments, you can take control of your health and improve your quality of life. The critical window after meals is when your blood sugar is most likely to spike, making it essential to adopt strategies that support glucose regulation. Incorporating mindful habits, like slowing down when you eat, drinking water instead of sugary beverages, and incorporating light physical activity after meals, can make a significant difference. One of the most empowering aspects of managing diabetes is understanding that your daily choices matter. It's important to remember that no one is perfect, and managing diabetes doesn't mean you need to eliminate all indulgences or live in constant restriction. Instead, it's about balance, awareness, and making informed choices. If you occasionally make a mistake, don't dwell on it. Use it as an opportunity to learn and improve. Each meal presents a new chance to do better, and even small improvements can lead to better overall outcomes. We encourage you to start implementing these tips today. Begin by identifying one habit you'd like to change and focus on making gradual adjustments. Over time, they'll help you build a routine that supports stable blood sugar and enhances your overall health. If you found this information helpful, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and share it with someone who could benefit. Let us know in the comments which post-meal habit you're committing to change, or share any tips that have worked for you. Thank you for watching, and remember, every positive choice you make today brings you one step closer to a healthier tomorrow. See you in our next video.